Hi, I'm David, and today I want to take you through the localization effort we are undertaking on SSW Link Auditor. Link Auditor has been available for a while now, but only to the English-speaking market. We want to take Link Auditor and bring it to the ever-expanding Chinese market. As part of that, we are going to translate the website, but we're also going to go and engage with the Chinese customers with where they are. For the English-speaking market, we engage with them on Twitter and Facebook, but that is blocked in China, unfortunately, and so we have created a Weibo account. Weibo is kind of like the Chinese equivalent of Twitter. So here you can see we've got the SSW Link Auditor account, and we post periodically with how we're going with the updating of the website into Chinese. Now for the translation of the website, you can do this in a number of ways, but it very much depends on the technology that you're using. Here we are using ASP.NET Web API in the back end, but then we're using Angular for the front end. For the back end, we're using traditional .NET internationalization. If we go and look at Visual Studio, we can see that we've got resx files here with key values in English and key values in Chinese. The Web API, we just do a traditional internationalization key lookup and just pass back the correct key based on the culture that's been set. For the client side, we're using a plugin called Angular Translate. Now this is very simple to use. All you do is you tell it to set it up. If you want to dynamically change the languages, you do it there, but then you just have JSON arrays for each language you want to support. So we've got a JSON array for English and a JSON array for German. And we've got key values here. If we change, it will dynamically change. If we go back to Visual Studio, we can see we've got our JSON arrays here ready for Angular. We've got it here in English, and of course we have the Chinese strings here as well. Looking at the front page of SSW Link Auditor, we've got a header, we've got text in the middle, and we've got all this footer text down here which says what build number we're on and when it was last deployed. If we change it into Chinese, we see that all of this has been translated using a combination. So we've got the headers and the footers and all the text in between all done. Now let's change it back to English and we'll sign in. Now there are a few things happening on this page. We can see we've got tooltips happening, we've got helper text here. If we put in an invalid one, we've got validation messages. So we've got all of this coming through. And if we try to sign in our password, we'll see that we get a server-side error coming through. And so this is coming through from the Web API, and this needs to be localized as well. So if we change it back to Chinese, we can see we've got all the text that's being translated, we've got tooltips that have been translated, placeholder text that's been translated, and of course the server-side errors that are coming through in Chinese. I'll log in, we can see the server-side message came through in Chinese saying that we successfully logged in. If we look at the scanning page, we can see we've got placeholder text, we've got a button here that needs to be localized, we've got hover text, and we also have this reference data. Now this reference data for the status is complete, in scanning, in progress, etc. This was tricky, I'll talk about this in a second. And if we put in a website, we can see all of this has come through. Now all of this needs to be translated. If we flick back to Chinese, here we go, we can see placeholder text, the button, hover text has all been updated, and bing.com, there we go. All of this has been translated. Now for this reference data, how we decided to handle this is reference data that's being held in a database, in reference tables. How we decided to tackle this is we added a new column to the table called translation key. We bring that translation key here to the client side, and then in the client side we just use Angular Translate to translate in place the reference data into the correct language. Now that has been a whirlwind tour looking at what we've done with localization of Link Auditor. If you'd like to know more, please contact me. Thank you.